Hello, welcome to African Coaches Matter. This is the only platform where African coaches all around the world get together to discuss and share our knowledge on the issue of coach education, players management, and the challenges African coaches are facing both in Africa and in diaspora. Guys, I have a great news for you. And today, it's so disappointing. Ghana just lost out in the World Cup. And I have our guest to talk about that. It's so sad that the African team, we're not performing, to our expectation. And I don't know the reason why. So we have to look into the reason why Africans are not performing. Is it because we don't have good players? Or maybe the bad coaches? I don't know what it is. So whatever it is, we're going to discuss it all today. But guys, I have a very special information to share with you guys. If you guys can notice, in the last few weeks, we've been off from from our communication. I have good news for you guys, and this news is so special to me because it's a game changer for everyone, especially those that wants to become a UEFA soccer coach. So I just want to share with everyone that African Coaches Players Matter is now a liability business company. We are now a registered company. So which means we are going to provide the best service for you guys. Like I repeat again, we are going to be the number one. We are going to be the best in terms of giving education to Africans, because we can see even from this World Cup, Africans, we lack the coach education. We have the talent, no doubt about it. We have the talent, but to me, the only thing I believe we lack is the coach education. You can see it even from the Ghana national team. They have the talent. We have the technical ability. But when it comes to this tactical ability, that's where we all, the Africans will lack. And this tactical ability is learnable. It's teachable. It's something all European coaches, they learn. No one is born a coach. Every coach is learn it. It's an education. So what I'm doing with this African Coaches Players Matter is to try and educate African coaches so we can have the same knowledge, the same coaching knowledge as the Europeans. So we won't be lacking behind every time at the World Cup. Even with abundance of good players we have, Africa shouldn't be lacking. I know there's a lot of factors. Maybe because we have few African team in the World Cup, okay. But the few, I think it's about time we Africans, we need to start believing in coach education. Without the coach education, Africans, we are going nowhere. So, like I said, African coaches matter and players. Because now, guys, if you look at our name, when we first started, it was African Coaches Matter. But because of the process and the course and everything, the meeting we had, I think it's important for us Africans to include the players, because the players are suffering as well. We can see African players are suffering, not just the coach. African players are suffering in Africa. Look at our league. Our league is nothing to write home about. From Nigerian league to the Ghanaian league and Abidjan, Cote d'Ivoire, every African league. So these players, I believe you guys, you need help. And we are the African Coaches Matter. And players, we are here to help you guys. So today, I want to bring our guest. You all know him, Coach Ibere. Coach Ebere, are you there? Hello, Coach Ebere.
Hello.
Hello, how are you? I know you're not happy. I can see from your face. You look sad. What's the story with you?
Yeah, just a disappointing day for me, for African as a whole. If you can see Ghana playing that way against Portugal and against Serbia, they play very well, and today they are just backward. I think there is a lot of psychological problem going on in African football, which we have to talk about. Mostly the coaches and the players. We need to talk. We really need to do something about African development in football. Mostly in the World Cup, we have a lot of things to do. So, my dear, it's a sad evening for me because I like watching good football.
Right.
I was impressed with the first two games, but today is a disappointing game totally. I could not believe that this is Ghana that is playing today. We can talk about Morocco. They were so perfect. Consistency is there. We talk about Senegal. The consistency is there. They learn from their first mistake. But I don't know why things are falling apart with African football. Not only African football, the same thing with European football. Mostly look at Belgium. I was sad with the way Belgium lost yesterday. But what is the problem? The problem is pride and indiscipline. And that is the problem we are facing now in most football competition, and mostly in club sides.
Pride and indiscipline.
Yes, indiscipline. Yeah.
And that's the European team, the Belgium team.
Yeah, right. European team. So it's a big disgrace to the number 2 in the whole world, not qualifying for the second round of 16. We lost to Morocco. That is Belgium. We lost to Morocco. And yesterday, what did we play? We could not get a goal against Croatia. We needed a draw, just a draw. A draw is enough.
But Coach Ebere, sorry to let you know, I was supporting Morocco. I was cheering for Morocco, you know. I was so happy Morocco won.
Yeah, my dear, I think that is a good idea. I support Morocco also. But for me, my level is over supporting a club or supporting a country. I want to see the best team. And Morocco deserves to win because from their second game, you see how forceful they are. They are determined and disciplined, humble. And that is the first thing you have to look in a team. Humbleness and discipline. And that is what gives them the results of qualifying. Why in Belgium team, they lack humble, they lack humility, they lack humble and discipline. So that's why they couldn't get to anywhere. I believe that with this one, they're going to learn their lesson. And so to other big nations also.
Let's talk about the African team because you know we are the African coaches, players matter. You know, so we care more. I know we care about other national team and all that, but we care more about our African team in the World Cup. So let's talk about the African team and let's talk about the Ghana because it just hope on Ghana. You know, everyone hope Ghana is going to hopefully maybe go through this stage, but just unfortunate, you know, they lost out. So what do you think? What happened? Especially you said they played well in the first 2 games, although they lost the first game, right? They lost the first game, right?
So to Portugal, yeah.
To Portugal. Although they played well, and then they won the second game. So this game, what happened?
I believe the pride, they have pride on their head, on their brain, which is very wrong. And I believe there is something that psychological, every team needs a psychologist. Because I can believe when they have a good psychologist, they will know that the pride, you don't put the pride in this kind of tournament. You have to go all way roots, all way out. You have to go as an amateur to play, to defend your title. Because that is how you can defend. That is how Moroccans, that's how they play. They are not playing as a professional. They play like an amateur. They use everything they have to defend their names, to defend their country. But Ghana today, they played with pride. When you look at the first penalty that they give to Andre Ayew, he kicked the penalty challengely. That's a challenge kick. It's not. I didn't see any forceful about that penalty. If my own son can even complain and say to me, "Daddy, it seems this boy, he didn't play the penalty. He just wants to give a back pass to the goalkeeper." So things are getting wrong, really, and the coaches need a lot of work to do. And we need to assist the coaches, African coaches. Education, we said it, is very important. So that's why we have a lot of things to do, my dear.
So like you said, the education is so important, because Coach Ebere, I was watching this game, and a lot of bad mistakes. I think the reason why Ghana lost out in this game is because of their setup. Number one, the way they set up, it's a wrong setup, and then the management, the coach. There was a time in the game, the Ghana coach, he was showing sign of defeat. He was showing sign of defeat even in the first half. You can see it in his face, like he's almost accepted, like, oh, this game is a lost game for Ghana. I didn't see the motivation in him. I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to, the message I'm trying to pass. And
I saw it. I saw it, because that is what I said. I said they lost totally because I don't know if I would say it is inferiority complex. I don't know. They lost the game. Even the coaches, the technical crew, they were down before the game. The first half was
saying they were down before the game, and from the tactical point of view, because I believe Uruguay, they won the match based on the tactical. Because if it's about the technical, the Ghanaian players, they are very technically gifted. A lot of Ghanaian players, you can see they can, but they lack the tactical ability, right?
Yeah. For me, I just say, even when you look at the formation they played today, it was a total wrong formation that they've been playing the first game and the second game. I don't see when did Jordan Ayew becomes a left footer, a defensive winger. I don't know. Everything went wrong with the team. Everything.
The transition, you see, this is the problem most Africans, this is the problem most African teams, this is the problem we have, and we need to understand this problem, like I keep saying, is the transition. You understand? If you look at Africa, if you look at the Ghanaian team, Ghanaian team, they are very good in attacking. Even the Nigerian team, they are very good in attacking. But when they lose the ball, the transition to defend is so poor. And that's to me, I was watching the Ghanaian game. That is what killed the Ghanaian team, because their transition to defend is so poor. They're all over when they're, getting back. When your team is attacking and suddenly you lost the game, you lose the ball. So the transition to get back and reset and defend from Ghana point is so poor. I was looking at them, was wow. And that's based on the coaching, that's the tactical, that's number one thing. And then number two, the Ghanaians are so sluggish. I don't know why. They are so sluggish, their movement with the ball, their reaction is so sluggish. I don't know why. I keep thinking to myself, what do they eat before coming on to play this match? Because that, these are the problems we need to look at, and these are the things that African coaches matter. We are trying to, to educate African coaches, because not only the coaching, there's more into that. You understand? Like what they eat before the game, or maybe even after the game. All this, they need to know. Because the way the Ghanaian players, the way they are moving on the pitch, is like they ate heavy food. They ate heavy food, and it's difficult for them to run around. You understand? So they are so sluggish. And sometimes, you're watching it, you're thinking, why the coaching management, why they can't do anything? They should be able to, to motivate the players. And then the defensive is so poor. I don't know. You know, this I just did, you know, it's a tactical issue. You know, it's something that can be trained on the pitch. You know, it's so annoying. You know, with our defense, you can see from Ghana defense, they're all over. Every time the Uruguay, you know, the attack, they're all over. You don't even know who's doing the pressure. No one knows who is doing the balance. No one knows who is doing the cover. Everybody just running around on the pitch like that. You know, this needs to be addressed, and it needs to be addressed by the management, by the coach, head coach, or whoever. You understand? And this is a problem even with the Cameroon national team. They're all over. The transition to defend, the transition to attack, so poor. And this, like I keep saying, is due to the coach education. Like I said, no one is born a coach. All these great coaches you see, they are not born a coach. You know, they learn it. You know, they studied it. It's not a talent. So you need to learn. And because we lack the education, we all know that we lack the education in Africa. You yourself, you know, you're number one, you know, person that knows the lack coaching education in Africa. So if we can bring this to the Africans, or if Africans can get this coaching, you know, education the same as the Europeans or maybe the American or the Asian, I bet you guys, we will be, you know, African coaches will be, they will be, you know, better than what we are at the moment. Yeah, Coach Ebere?
Yeah, I agree with you. I really agree with you with your point, because I think everything's still based on the educational basis for the coaches. Because when you look at you've said everything that I wanted to say. Because one, the defense, all the players were so heavy, they could not move, and maybe they lack the knowledge of eating 2 hours before the game, which is very important. And it depends on what do they eat before coming to the field. The nutritional wise, the psychologist, as I said, we need a psychologist. A good psychologist needed on every country's national team. Because if they have a good psychologist, you will be able to study each player during the training and during the game. You have to tell them the nutrients, what they are going to eat before the game and everything. But today, the defense of all African teams are so heavy, except the Moroccans, except the North Africans.
Exactly.
That you see them because they are agile, they move, they come back. But the West African African teams, they are so heavy. I don't know if they are wrestlers. They go to gym before coming for a game. Everything doesn't base on the fitness, on your weight of your leg. The brain matters. The technical aspect matters a lot. Look at the recovery. The recovery run is late. All of them are on the same line. Nobody knows who is a libero. Nobody knows anything. One ball, one passes beats all the three together at the same time. So it is a lot of things that we have to do. We need a lot to learn about this coaching system. Everybody can call himself a coach, but the knowledge is not there. The technical is not there. The psychology, the physiology of the game is not there. They cannot even read the game to know where is the problem on the field during the game. That is it. Where is the vision? They lack vision. So, my dear, we have a lot of things, we have a longer way to go on this educational program for coaches.
Oh, so Coach Ebere, do you know? Let me show you this. We have the first African. We have the first African coach to coach in the Premiership or the English in the English League. Kole Toure. I don't know. Have you heard about that? That's a great news.
Yeah, I agree. That's a great news for Africa, because
that's one of the best news from African coaches. Players matter. You know, this is what we've been advocating for. If you guys can remember, even from the first day, from the first show I did on this platform, you know, we came out to, to encourage, support, and mentor African coaches to get into coaching. And remember, we also mentioned about Africans given the opportunity to coach in the Premiership. And I know it one day soon is going to happen. And I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful it happened so soon. So it means everything we are doing here, you know, our voice is being heard over there. People are hearing us, you know. A lot of people are getting involved into this. Coach Ebere, since the first time we started this show, a lot of calls. I've been getting calls and, you know, emails, and I want to thank everyone. Thank you, everyone, for your support. I really appreciate everyone. Seriously, guys, you know, a lot of support from back home, from everywhere. The Irish government, you know, it's just overwhelming for me. You know, people are encouraging me. Even for the last week, we haven't been on the show. A lot of calls, like a lot of consign. So, guys, I really appreciate you guys. And I want to tell you guys, we're working very hard to make sure we bring the best and the biggest coach education to Africa. You know, this is what I'm trying to do. We are going to be the best. And if you guys can notice, our name now has changed. We are not African coaches African coaches matter anymore. We are now African coaches and players matters. So we have included players into it, you know. So the players will be looked after. We have a lot of scouts at the moment. We have our scouts in Nigeria scouting for players, you know. So we'll be scouting for players and make sure we give them the right pathway to become a professional player, either in Europe or America or even in Africa. So this is great, guys. It's a great news, guys. Everything is so good, and I'm so happy. Yeah, I just want to thank everyone. Coach Ebere.
You're welcome. It's a pleasure having you.
So, like I said, number one, you know, we are now a registered company, you know, and secondly, we have our maybe I don't need to start telling things, you know, the plan, but there's great plan coming ahead. You know, there's big things coming, you know, things that everyone's going to benefit. Every African is going to benefit from this. You know, we are actually at the moment, you know, we're trying to see the best way to provide this, you know, education to all Africans wherever you are. So at the moment, we have our IT technicians, you know, they are working on the IT issues, you know, and all of that. And our coaches as well, and the educators, you know, we have the Irish Alpha, you know, behind us. They are the one that will be giving the coach education. And at the moment, we are trying to see the best way, you know, to get our courses, you know, the content and everything. So we're working very hard, guys. So in the last few weeks I've been out. It's just I'm trying to make sure we get everything right, like getting the registration and all that. So guys, I'm really happy, and I'm grateful, guys, for the support. I'm being honest with you guys. It's going to be the best and the biggest ever. You know, this education here is going to make Africa to win the World Cup. No doubt about it. You know, we are going to have the best African coaches, the best tacticians, you know, the best that will bring African coaches to different level. All right. So guys, just Coach Ebere, what do you think? I know you said not to say guys anymore, but I'm just used to saying guys, you know. And when I say guys, I'm not rude to anyone, you know. It's just I'm trying to, you know, get everyone together, you know. Coach Ebere, what do you think?
I think it's a good idea, and it's a good philosophy that we are having here. So I think I know people back home there, they know what we are about to do for them. They know what we are trying to fix them into, because we want to develop the continent, because we want them to learn. We want them to gain from our own knowledge, and that is a great thing. Look at the issue of Kolo Toure. It has been a great news, because that shows how quality we have in African players becoming the coach, and that is to show how quality they find in African coaches. And I believe he's going to perform with Wigan Athletics, at least as a first step. You understand? He has the experience. He has played and he works with under very good coaches. So why not? We just have to assist. We have to support him in everything. We watch his game. We try to analyze his game for him, and we see what we can contribute to him, to the success of the club. Because one day we are going to have someone like Mourinho also from Africa. So, and what do you expect? It's a big thing to do.
Thank you, Coach Ebere. And about Kole Toure, his assistant, his assistant,
Ashvi.
Ashavi Yohol is a good friend of mine. You know, it's a really, really good friend of mine. It's my coursemate. Me and Ashavi, we did our UEFA B license in 2014. And Coach Ebere, I want to tell everyone, especially the Wigan Athletics, you know, and anyone that could hear me, or if you're a big fan of Wigan, you know, you've got the best management. You've got the best tactician. Ashavin is the seriously, Coach Ebere. I did my UEFA B license with this guy in 2014. It was a coach at the Leicester in England. You know, he came over to do his B license, you know, with the Irish Football Association. You know, because we provide the Irish Football Association. They provide one of the best coach education in Europe, not maybe in the world. You can ask. You know, they have the best college. You know, they have the best educational setup. People all over the world come to Ireland to get their education, from Trinity College to DCU to UCD. You know, we have great colleges in Ireland. Irish people, they are very good educators, especially with the coach educators. You know, they are very good. We might not be the best footballing nation, but when it comes to the coach educating, Irish people, they are the best. You know, they are the best in educating people. Most of these coaches you see in Europe, most of them, they come to Ireland to get their education because it's the best education. You know, they know how to narrate, they know how to deliver the message, so you can understand. You understand? And mind you, they are English, they speak English here. So it's more accessible to other people to come over and get the right education. Yeah? So, Ashavi, like I said, he was a good friend of mine. In fact, I'm going to bring, you know, I'm going to, you know, talk about that, you know, in future, you know, because I just want to say it's the best ever. Coach Ebere, when I was doing my UEFA B license, right? This in 2014. Yeah. Ashavi, in the class. Ashavin used to be the most intelligent, and I know he can. Maybe if he can hear me now, you know, Ashavin, you know, is very intelligent. You know, the way he analyzed the you know the way he analyzed his subject is like me and other coaches. You know, we're like, wow. You know, seriously, this guy is so intelligent. You know, is the best. Is one of the best coach I've ever, you know, like been around with. You know, and I can say his knowledge. You understand? You know, every coaches, we have our own knowledge and skill and all that. You know, but like to me, you know, when it comes to in the classroom, yeah, I'm very good. You know, but when it on the pitch, I'm not saying I'm the best, but I'm probably one of the best coaches on the pitch. But Ashavin is one of those coaches, right? Like he can just analyze, deliver, you know, in the classroom, and everyone will feel the way he would deliver. You know, every players will understand his message. You know, and is a tactician. So for him, being with Kole Toure is a big bonus, and like I said, I believe the management, they are going to do good, and you know, maybe everyone, you know, we should support Kole Toure and his management, you know, for this great achievement. You know, they are is the first African, you know, to become a coach in England, right? So it's a
Yeah.
great achievement, guys. Let's give him the support, you know, let's give him whatever he wants, you know, to become, you know, the best coach ever. Yeah.
Yeah. You're right.
Mm.
That's what we're going to do.
So what do you think, Coach Eberry?
Yeah.
Yeah, about this, I need to ask you some few things, you know, about this, the game coming on, the Cameroonian game. What do you think?
Yeah, I think that is going to be David against Goliath. That game
Mm.
is going to be against David against Goliath, because we're going to see a lot of hard, aggressive football, and everybody has to be very careful, because Cameroon will always do all what they have. They will bring out all what they have to make sure that they qualify. But Brazil has already qualified already. So the Brazilians, they have to be very careful to avoid injury, because their next game, the knockout stage starts on Sunday. So they have to be very careful. But also the Cameroonians, their formation is not something to write about, because Rigobert Song is trying, but the formation they are playing, they still believe in that physical training, the physical playing of football. The technical wise is not there, but the physical aspect is still there. So I don't know how it's going to help, because
So,
now
yes.
this is the last stage for them to prove themselves. You know, you keep on saying something. You said coaches education, coaches education. Coaches education starts with the brain, because the football of 10 years ago is not what they are playing now. And when we keep on when we keep on trying and change our system of our formation of play, it's going to affect us. And that is what affects Ghana in today's game. They try to change their own formation. And I hope Cameroon is not going to do the same thing, because today's game, everything lies with the luck, because Brazil has nothing to lose, but Cameroon has a lot to lose if they did not play well. So
Coach
let's see
Eberry,
what we are going to have there.
Coach Eberry, I don't
Yeah.
know if you're aware of the problem in the Cameroonian camp. You know, they send their goalkeeper home, and the reason why they sent him home is because he was interfering into the, or maybe he was challenging Samuel Eto'o, you know, of getting involved in the training and all that, and you know, so he got suspended. So, what do you think? What's going on with the Cameroonian team? Like, and
According to what Onana did, for me, I didn't see what Onana did as a very wrong, as a bad thing, because I read some of his excuses. I read some of his excuses. Onana said, from childhood, he has always promised to give up all his hope, the patriotism to the football of Cameroon. But now, getting to the World Cup and finding and seeing that he's a goalkeeper, he tries to save goals, because you know, whenever the team lost, the blame is on goalkeepers. And he tries to correct the defense, but that is not being allowed. Most of them are not disciplined, and because they are not disciplined, there is fraction in the team. Some of them are being they call themselves the big boss in the team, which is very wrong. But is Eto'o addressing this issue? When Eto'o was playing, this issue was there. Now is the FA chairman. He's supposed to correct that issue. So Onana has no mistake.
But the player is blaming Eto for, you know, getting involved, especially with the training, and he thinks Eto shouldn't be, you know, not around the training and just leave the job to
I
the coach to
think
do like
the goalkeeper has, according to what the goalkeeper said, what I read from the news, I believe the goalkeeper has a right to tell the FA chairman not to come in, not to interfere with the coaching crew. Give the freedom to the coach. Let the coach do his job. It is not the politics. If you if you know that this coach is qualified to do this job, give him the job and give him the free hand to work.
So you think Eto'o is interfering, right?
Yeah, he's interfering. So
and
that is very wrong. It's wrong. He complains about it 8 years ago. So why is he doing it now? We all are footballers. We are all players. We know how we feel when we want results. But give the coach the right to perform his job. Then when he doesn't deliver, then we cannot fight. You cannot discuss about him or tell him what to do, or you sanction or you fired him.
Yeah, because the player was complaining, Eto'o is always on the pitch with them, and maybe they don't have the freedom to express, the way they should express themselves, and all that. So I don't get it.
But that now lies with the coach. I know Eto'o is the boss of the coach, is the boss, but the coach has to stand on his feet. That is what we call freedom of a job, freedom of speech. When you are a qualified coach, when you know what you are doing, you don't allow people to dictate to you.
But Coach Ebere, we can look it let's look it in other way. I believe Samuel Eto'o getting involved, in the training and all that, maybe that might even motivate some of the players. Maybe that might it's kind of motivation, like seeing Eto'o around them, because even with the Senegal national team, they have Diop with them, training. So maybe the players they should
there is something that you will say. Most of the players are complaining that Eto'o interferes. Okay? Eto'o should be a role model to them when they are happy. You understand? But when people start complaining about you, that with you seeing you there is a psychological defeat for them, then it's better for you to stay away so you can have your results.
Exactly. I get you. Let
them perform let them have their result.
I get you. It's like to me as a coach, I wouldn't like being given a job and the management are not allowing me to do my job. I think maybe they should just leave Song to do his job. If you employ him, you believe he's a qualified coach to take your national team,
give him the job. Just let him do his job.
Let it be. Just leave them alone. Let them do it. So, and again, like I said, I don't know the qualification. Ricky Song, his qualification or maybe his experience based on the coaching or managerial. Has he managed before?
For me, I think he managed a team before in Cameroon. So, and because of that, they just look at the way he serves the country very well as a player, as an ex-player, and he has already handled the team before. He went for a coaching course also, but the coaching course is not like what we have been announcing about the European coaching course, European licenses and everything. But giving him a job is because they believe in him. So they should let him do his job. But when he lacks anything, it is now left for the Football Association to invite him to a classroom and educate him. If you cannot do it, let them look for a technical director, an advanced technical director, a white technical director to assist him. He is the head coach.
But Coach Ebere, Ghana national team, they have they have Chris Hilton. Chris Hilton is big, he's great coach. He's actually he's from Ireland, and he's with the Ghanaian national team as a technical advisor to the national team, and he's a mentor. He's been mentoring Coach Otto Addo. Yeah. So maybe, what do you think? You think that's a good idea? Because for me, I think that's a great move, to maybe have European, or the way, I don't know, maybe have someone to mentor our coaches, to guide them through.
One thing is that I really believe, I'm really in support of that is kind of a situation, because it has been there from the beginning, even during our normal educational system. You go abroad to acquire more knowledge. You understand? Because we believe that we have in abroad, they have a lot of facilities. They have everything that takes for you to become the perfect person.
Exactly.
So having a foreign coach, a foreign technical director, not the head coach, but a technical director to a head coach of an African, is also education. It is also knowledge, giving knowledge.
Exactly.
So that really helps. It helps most of the coaches.
Exactly.
Because you learn from a boss and you become a boss.
Exactly.
So that one is something that we should try to adopt to that system, not bringing a foreign coach to become the head coach.
No.
Because look at the administration of Nigeria. We employ a Portuguese to become the head coach of Nigeria. And Nigeria is speaking English. And the communication between the players, the English communication,
it's
not going well. It's not going well. They cannot relate with each other. They don't understand. The coach doesn't understand English very well, cannot speak English very well.
Yes,
and the players.
Coach Berry, there was this article. Let me read it out. He said, Coach Pizarro poor English, a big challenge to us, the Super Eagles players revealed. So even the Super Eagles player, they said they poor English. It's a big challenge for them. And this is what I keep saying, even from the start. These are the reasons why we keep, talking and trying to educate people to believe in African coaches. And look at it now. Even the players, they are complaining. Like, look at it. No, they are complaining. They said the poor English, is a challenge to them because there's no communication between the players and the coaches. Is that what you said there?
Yeah, because that is going to be a big problem. Because when you don't understand both language, when you don't understand each other, it will be a big problem. Because football is not only play with the people with the only intelligence. You play football with the brain and you communicate. The deaf play football, but they have science and language. They have their own science to communicate. So when there is no communication on the field, there is no result. There is no teamwork. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
So that's why when you see African players going to abroad to play professional career.
Yes.
When you go to Portuguese, they were being forced to learn Portuguese language so that they can communicate with other players. The same thing when you go to Italy to play professional football. In your club, they make sure that you go to school to study that language so that you can communicate. So that is why here in Belgium, when I started my football career here also, it was a big problem. I have to learn the language because you came here to meet other players that are based here, born and bred up here. They speak only their language. So how do you want to communicate with them? They communicate only with mouth. Some of them doesn't understand the eye contact, the eye signal. None of them knows about it. So you need the language. The language is very, very important. Very important in everything. So it's so simple. When we keep on talking about education license, we want to do our European license, UEFA license course. We want it in an English-speaking country. Why? Because we can understand the language. Then it makes it easier for you. So that is the big problem that we are having. So
we keep getting it wrong, Coach Berry.
We keep getting it wrong every
and it's
time.
about time. This is one of the reasons why African coaches players matter. These are the reasons why we're here. We're here to correct all these issues. Come on, we need to do something, right?
Yes, we have to.
We have to do something. It can't be like this all the time, with but some people, Coach Ebere, some people will say even like in the World Cup, the African coaches, like they didn't perform to expectation. Like the Ghana national team, like they just they've been knocked out, and it's based on the lack of tactical ability. So a lot of people will be like, maybe we need European coaches, because their indigenous coaches are not doing much. What do you think?
No, I don't really believe on that attitude of having indigenous coaches. Most of the players are based in Europe. Most of the players that went to World Cup based in Europe. They play European football. They play their professional football in Europe. But the problem is, why do we have to imitate the formation of the European football? The Brazilians, they still play their own formation, the 4-4-2 system. Why do we want to overnight to change our 4-4-2 system to 4-1-2-3? Things that we have not practicalized before, and we want to play it in a game.
But Coach, football is advancing, so the system and formation. Like in your days, probably in your days, you guys don't play 3-3.
Coach Emeka, when we keep on talking about the system advancing, before the system will be approved, the European countries have already put it in practice. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
You don't just jump into the system. Up to today, Brazilians are still playing their 4-4-2. So when we look at the situation of things, we learn, when we said coaching education, we learn the formation, but the formation has to be practicalized before being used. You don't just say I'm a coach because you watch the World Cup system and you say, oh, this Portugal, they play 4-1-2-3. Oh, let me also practicalize it in a game. It doesn't work because they have to play the game in training and outside the training. And that is what really disturbed the game of Ghana today, was destroyed, because I believe they changed their own formation. Their formation, they changed completely their formation.
So now, Coach Ebere, let's talk about the Cameroonian the game, the Cameroon team against Brazil quickly, because I think we have to go in the next 20 minutes. What do you think?
Yeah, for me, I'm not going to see. I believe I can't see any surprise.
Can you predict?
There's not going to be any surprise for Cameroon beating Brazil. No, it's not going. I'm not going to say there is no surprise there.
What do you mean, no surprise?
When I said there is no surprises in the Cameroon beating Brazil, because one, you look at the way. Okay, Cameroonians, we have players playing abroad, playing overseas also as a professional player. But the formation they are playing, I keep on saying, we don't have to imitate the European formation, because that is the problem. When you play against Man City and you try to imitate their system, their formation, Man City is going to beat you hands down. That is why I always give kudos to Mourinho. Mourinho never changes his game plan. He plays the same formation always. So Africans are used to, when I see a one formation, one system, I want to practice it. I want to try it. You try it, it takes long, it's a long-term process. Playing 4-1-2-3 is not similar as playing 4-3-3. It's not the same thing. Because who do you have as a midfielder? You have 4 defense, 1 standing at the back and 2 standing at the front. And you have three attackers. The system is very wrong for Africans. We need massive attack, massive defense. Let everybody play together. That is what Senegal plays that makes them to qualify. That is what Moroccans, that is what they play. They play 4-4-2. Forget about what they are seeing on the forget about what we see on the television that say 4-1-2-3. No, it doesn't work that way. Everybody's playing together. We work together, we fight together. We lose the ball together, we attack together. So, Coach Emeka, the system, we have to build it gradually. 4-4-2 today. If you want to play, if you have a team today, I am 100% sure your first formation is going to be 4-4-2. Because you want massive attack, massive defense. Everybody works together. But now, you see somebody telling me, oh, my team is going to play 4-3-2, 4-3-3-1. Man, have you put it into practice? No. It is high time for coaches to stop going to Google and Google formation, football formation. There is difference between Google formation from Google and practicalizing it. That is it's two different things. That is why we said coaching education is very important. And when you want to do your coaching education, you do it on seminar and you do it physically. Let them show you what it is. Not browsing. Most of the African coaches, they browse.
They don't browse. Most African coaches don't browse, because if they browse, they will be better than what. Yeah, they don't browse.
You know what? Do you know what we call browsing?
Okay, sorry, maybe I don't. So what is it?
They only browse. They browse. They see the formation. They don't even put into practice.
All right.
So what is that? It's just a television. It's just a television pass by. You see Ronaldo playing. He puts the ball under his feet, foot flap. You see him do foot flap on the television. And a player will just come one day and said, I want to do foot flap on the field. You've not even practiced it. It takes time. So everything now, you see that this one say, I'm a coach. Why? Because he went to the Google and browse out something and print out the paper, and you will see him carrying the paper. I'm telling you, in this formation, 3-2-3 comes back. Who are you talking to? Everything needs to be practicalized. So that is we have a long way to go. Don't forget, you said something. You said even the Super Eagles, when you watch their training, they teach them how to do lofted kick, and they are all professionals. You see them running. But these are coaches that we said they are professional coaches. They have NI. Some of them said they went to CAF, they have catch license. With you seeing them, that shows that they are professional coaches? With your intelligence? No. So that's why I said most of the African coaches, they browse. For me, I call them browsing coach. Browsing coach, not practicalized coach. So I think
how can they improve? How can they improve? Just I don't know.
You said something. Our platform is to develop African coaches and players. We will start talking about the players very soon because of their mentality. The mentality of players, it really affects them a lot. But now let's talk about the coaches. You see coaches, you don't read from the book without being practicalizing it. There is theory, there is practical.
Yep.
But when you read and then you cannot practicalize it, you are not a coach. You are just a novel reader. That is why most of the African coaches, they cannot even stand by the side of the field to read the game, to assess the game and read the game. That is why this education, we need it. The knowledge needs to be given to them.
It has to. They need the education. I know 100%. And Coach Ebere, see, when I talk about education, just let me clarify this quickly. When I talk about coach education, I'm not talking about people like going into university or, I'm talking about getting your training. Do you understand, Coach Ebere?
Yes, I know. I don't understand.
Yeah,
That's what we are talking about.
yeah,
The training.
yeah, it's about the training. Same, that's what Africans, that's what we need. We need training. We need training education in every area. Even if you're a farmer, right, in Africa, they need training to become better and to produce more than what they are producing at the moment. So you need training, right? That's one thing I think the Europeans, they are much better in terms they go to training in every area. So training is not just going to university to study some courses. No, training is you want to be an electrician. You go to electrician training and get your qualification, get your training. Do you understand, Coach Ebere?
Yes, I understand. Yeah.
Like if you want to become something or you're already in it, and all you need to do just to educate yourself more, like I said, like with the farming, if you're a farmer and you still use the old way of farming and you're producing maybe 20%, maybe if you try to educate yourself, look into the some to educate you on and improve your production. You understand? So maybe you can move from producing 10% or 20% to even 50 to 60%, just for you going to get the right training. So it's the same with the coaching, right? This coaching is training. So I'm not, when I say coach education, I'm not telling people to start going to university to study sport management or whatever, sport science for 4 or 5 years. No, it's go to train yourself. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? So this education is what we are trying to bring, and we are going to bring, and we are going to be the best and the biggest in Africa, 100% sure. All Africans, listen, the best education is coming to you guys. The best coach education is coming to you guys, because you guys, you need it the most. Everyone knows this. African, we lack the coach education. We are sick and tired of seeing African team lacking from the World Cup, from even the Nations Cup and all. We are tired of this. We have the talent. We all know this. We have very good footballers all around scattered in Africa. But we need the right management. We need to get rid of those corrupt management, all those corrupt coaches, all the corrupt leaders. Let's get rid of them and get it right and get the right education. And like I said, we are bringing the best education to Africa. Every Africans, we are going to benefit from this wherever you are. We are going to benefit from Ghana, from Nigeria, from Togo, from Cameroon, from North Africa, North, South, everywhere. We are going to benefit this coach education that is coming to Africa, courtesy of the Irish Football Association and the UEFA, because we need this coach education. We can't just keep quiet and keep looking and thinking one day it's going to happen. Nothing is going to happen if you don't have the right education. We all know this. And UEFA need to help Africans. The last time Africans, they had the CAF for education in Nigeria was 7 years ago. The last time they had the coach education in Ghana was 6 years ago. This is so bad. Someone needs to step up. And no one to step up, only people like me. Coach Ebere, it's only people like us that can step up. Nobody can step up. JJ Okocha cannot step up. Kanu cannot step up to do this. Even from Ghana, Asamoah Gyan cannot step up to do this. Just recently, Asamoah Gyan came to Wales to come and get his UEFA B license. Just recently. I'm still going to talk about this, because this is what you are trying to do in African Coaches Players Matter. We are trying to bring the education to you guys, not for just the rich ones coming over to Europe to get the education and then go back with the certificate. No, we are trying to educate more people. The more people we educate as African coaches, the better African coaches and players we're going to, produce. So like I said, this here, let me show you. I'll show you. This is about Asamoah Gyan, or I don't know how you pronounce him. Recently, he came he got his UEFA B license in Wales. Coach Berry.
Yeah, I'm with you.
While I'm just searching, you can just continue and just enlighten us more about this coach education. And now we have included the players management. So what do you think?
I think what we have to do is you guys have already done what should be the best thing to do. But all I see keep on saying that the Africans, they need a very physical and thorough training, and that is education, which is very important. Education doesn't mean that you read from book. You can read from book, when you don't practicalize it, it will not work. You understand?
I don't know if you can see it. You see,
okay.
That's Asamoah, yeah, which is UEFA B license. You understand?
Yeah.
Can you see?
Yeah, I can see it. I think I can see it very well.
Yeah. So he came to Wales to get his UEFA B license. Now tell me, Coach Berry, how many Africans can travel to Wales to get a UEFA B license?
I think it's not much. I cannot even talk about 3%. I cannot even talk about 2%. No.
So this is what I'm saying. Instead of this Asamoah to fight for his people, to make sure this education is coming to get in Wales, can get over to his people in Africa. They won't. All they do, they won't just come and just be the only person getting this education. You understand? These are the problem Africans, we are facing. Africans, we like to pass our knowledge to the upcoming ones. This is so bad. This is so bad. Look, Asamoah, if you can come to Europe, to Wales, to come and get your UEFA B license, why don't you, try and get this education to your people? Because you lack the education and you're not saying anything. You can only come to Europe to get your education, while your people, the Ghanaians, they are suffering. They need the education. And this is what I'm preaching. And hopefully, like I said, the support I'm getting, the encouragement I'm getting from everyone is just, we are going to be the best, no doubt about it. I'm positive, I'm 100% sure about this. We African Coaches Player Matters, we are going to be the best provider of best African coaches and best players. We are going to scout the best African players in all of Africa, and make sure they get the right, clubs, maybe in Europe or America. They need to be noticed. We can't be killing talent. We need to get rid of those bad, corrupt coaches in Africa, those that take money to get players, into their team. We need to get all this mindset away. And this is what I'm preaching, and this is what I'm bringing, not just the coach education, but to eradicate all this corruption involved, in African football. You understand? So we need to get rid of it, and I'm, like I said, Coach Berry, we are lucky we live in a country, in an advanced country. We see how, they operate. You understand? And the way they operate, you can all see is workable. So if things can be workable in Europe, why can't it be workable in Africa? Do you know why? The reason why is because of the bad leadership. That's the only reason why. And Africans, Nigeria, whatever, all Africans, it's just the bad leadership. And most of the time, they stereotype everyone. They stereotype every Africans to be a bad leader, because all the world can say Africans, we have bad leadership. So this bad leadership, it got transparent, to, how will I say it, to every Africans. So the rest of the world, they think Africans, we are not capable. We are not a good leader, because they see our leaders and they see the way they lead, like they are corrupt. Even up to this century, African leaders, they are still corrupt, they are still just not getting it right. So the whole world can see this. And when they see this, they think all Africans, we are the same. We are not the same like that. We have people with great mindset. We have people with great mentality. We have people with great leadership. Look at the likes of Barack Obama. If Obama wasn't given the opportunity, if Obama wasn't given the opportunity, no one will ever think a black can be a leader. Do you understand what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
So I'm just telling everyone, don't stereotype Africans based on their bad leadership. Africans are great. We have great doctors. We have great nurses. We have great people of Africans, great coaches as well. But because of the bad leadership we have in Africa, everyone thinks Africans, we can't be a good leader. And this affects people like me trying to be a head coach or a manager of any European team or even in Africa, because they look at you and they think, oh, listen, you can't be a good leader because even in your country, you guys are not good leaders. So it's about time we try to change the mindset. We try to eradicate all these bad people away and give African the best and the good name we deserve. Yeah, Coach Ebere?
Yes. I think I'm in support of everything that you are talking about because, one, I've said it for our first program that corruption is the only way. Corruption is what is destroying destroying Africa as a whole. If a leader can say he's ruling for 40 years without any progress, what's the president still doing there for 40 years?
Coach Ebere?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. I have.
So I don't. Okay.
I have. Hello, Johnny. Frank. How are you? How's Nigeria? Oh man, I'm in the middle of my show, bro.
Oh, in the show?
Yeah, I'm in the middle of my show, man. Oh, Johnny. Do you want? Hey, I'm good. I'm great. I'm great.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you want to come in and talk more, Johnny? Come on. People want to see you. People want to hear from you, Johnny. Listen, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to send you the link into your email. So you check your email in a second and then you can, try and get in, right?
I'll do that.
Oh, Johnny! I'm proud of you, bro. Hello, Coach Ebere.
Yeah, Coach Emeka.
Yeah, sorry, that's one of our agents. It's in Nigeria right now. Is John Paul is from Holland. He's a Dutch, so he's in Nigeria trying to scout for players. So hopefully we're going to bring him on in a minute, and just hold on. So what do you think, Coach Ebere?
I think it's a great idea. We need to spread our tents so we can have more things to do, and then the more we have our tent more spread, then the more places, the more space that we have to occupy, because the corruption is a problem of Africa, and the corruption has already been centered to the sporting association also, and so that is the problem we are having now. So we need to eradicate corruption from everything. If we want our sports to grow, we need to eradicate corruption. If we want our nation to grow, we need to eradicate corruption. So that is the only way out.
Right. So we'll see if Mr. John can join us soon, hopefully. So any prediction on the game?
But Jamaica, I've said this is a game that we just have to watch, keep our finger crossed. Let's see what is going to happen, because I don't see any miracle happening on this game. It's a football, as we always said. It's a ball game. It can roll to anywhere. But with this, let's just see what will happen.
Right.
We just see what is going to happen. If there is going to be any surprises this night, we don't know. Because I believe everybody that comes to World Cup has a focus, and has a mission.
Right.
There. So.
Right. So tell us more about the Belgium team. So how's the feeling? How's the atmosphere? How's the people? Are they depressed? or they know they won't, do that much because I think the
No,
Belgium.
no. I think 90% of Belgians
Oh,
are depressed now. For now, they are
let's
really
not.
depressed. They are down.
Hi, Johnny.
How's it going?
Hi,
How's it
Johnny.
going,
What's
man?
up,
How's it
bro?
going?
How are you? What's
Yeah,
up?
I can't see who is, man. Who's this?
Hello.
Who am I talking to, man? I
Hey,
can't
what's
see
up,
you.
bro? Can you hear me?
I
Oh,
hear
the
you, but
network is
I can't
bad
see
in
you, man.
Nigeria. Hello.
Emeka,
How's
John
it
is not
going?
seeing you, man.
I'm good, bro. Hey, Johnny.
Yeah, man. I'm home.
Where are you? Tell us. Where are you?
I'm home.
Oh, your line is so bad. Oh, man.
Sure, everyone can see you.
Can you hear me? Yeah? Bad network. Coach Ebere.
Yeah, Emeka.
All right. That's John Paul.
Okay. I think it keep us trying to link, to join, so we can give him the opportunity to sit there. I think I can see him.
Hey, Johnny.
What's up, man?
Hey, what's up, bro? How's Nigeria? Oh, man. Hello. Coach Ebere.
Yeah, Emeka.
How's it going?
That's
Probably
remember
go
this
check. Maybe my
the
internet's
problem.
better there.
Hey, Johnny,
Outside.
what's up, bro? The line is so bad.
Go, yeah.
Hey, Johnny, can you hear me?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
I hear you.
You like it breaking? Oh no. Hello.
Okay.
The line is so bad. That's Nigeria for you. Yeah, just in case, Coach Ebere.
Yeah, Emeka.
Hey, Johnny.
I think it's working. He's under the. He's on the underground, I believe. Or where? Is he in the room?
I think so.
It is the network problem.
Hello, Johnny. Can you hear me? Hello. Hello, John.
Emeka, we just Coach Emeka.
Yeah. Right.
We just give him
Just in case.
we just give him few minutes because I believe he's trying to set up the
Right. Yeah,
he's trying
just
to set up the site and everything.
John
Because
is
I can see his finger moving.
John is a former professional player. He played for FC Rotterdam in Amsterdam.
Okay.
Yeah, and he played also for Shelbourne FC in Ireland in 1991 as a professional. He's a Dutch player. He's a great friend. He's my son's godfather. John was the first black person I met when I first came to Ireland. At that time, John Power was playing for Shelbourne. So when I came to Ireland, the first club I joined, because my place at that time was just a building away from the Shelbourne Football Club. So I walked in and I introduced myself. This is like 1999, I went into the Shelbourne, so I introduced myself to the management, you know, and then I saw John Powell. He was the only black player at that time, you know, with the Shelbourne. So we became friends, and you know, John is a great, you know, he helped me out, Coach Eberry. You know, imagine an African coming, you know, first coming from Africa to Europe. You know, my orientation is so poor at that time. Even I remember I used to go to shop with John Paul. I wouldn't be on the, you know, I wouldn't go on the queue, and John would be like, "Come on, you need to queue up." you know those kind of mentality. So John really helped me to integrate, so you know, to European way of life. He helped me a lot, you know, and was training with Shelbourne FC at that time, but because of my issue, you know, my immigration and all that, you know, at that time, you know, they couldn't sign me, so that was the reason why I didn't play, you know, sign at that time. And at that time as well, in 1999, you know, in the Shelbourne, they, you know, at that time, Irish football is bigger than what it is at the moment. Because I remember those days, they used to get players from Africa and other Europeans, like the likes of John Powell, as a professional, you know, from Holland. So I remember there was a Nigerian player, Niyo Elegbede.
Elegbede.
I don't know. Yeah, you know Niyo Elegbede. Yeah, he came. Yeah. So
the former player from Shooting Star.
yeah,
Niyo Elegbede.
yeah. So he was playing for Sharks at that time in 1999 when he was invited to play for Shelbourne, and you know. So I remember I walked in, and the coach of Shelbourne was I will remember his name after. So he thinks when I walked in, he thinks I'm the new player. So he came up to me. I'm like, "Oh, are you the new player from Nigeria?" So I was like, "Oh, like how do they know I'm the new player?" So I didn't know if to say yes or no. And then it's like, "No, we are expecting a player from Nigeria," and I'm like, "No, this is not. I'm not the one." Oh, this is a funny story, man. Seriously. So John is a scout, he manages professional players. So at the moment he's in Nigeria. So I'm trying to connect to him, and so he can, tell us more and talk about his staying in Nigeria and what he's about to do, maybe looking for players and all that, so that would be great.
Yeah.
So
we just see, yeah, Emeka.
Yeah. So do you have something to say now? Because it's about time we go to, we go and support our Cameroonian, brothers. So
I think
before the game?
I think we just have to see and put our minds together and pray for the African countries to see what we can perform at the World Cup. Like I said, I'm not expecting any miracle, but it's a ramble.
No,
it's a ram game.
Coach Eberry, Africans, they've made us, they've made us proud. To be honest with you, they've made us. Even Ghana have made me proud. With the management, with Otto Addo, and the management, they've made me proud. From Morocco, Tunisia. These guys, they've showed us Africa can play football, with the right.
I'm really proud. I'm really proud of them.
I'm really proud.
Really proud of all of them.
Cameroonian team, I'm so proud with African and the Senegal. And listen, there's still opportunity for Africa to get to the quarterfinal, hopefully to the semi-final. And if we get to the semi-final, we might get to the final. So there's still hope for us Africans. Don't lose hope. I'm telling you.
No, Coach Emeka, I'm not losing hope, okay? But there is something that we still have to put in. We still have to try to understand in this World Cup issue. There is still something that we call European caucus and the World caucus. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Football is a grand game, but we should keep on saying if we have the good referee on our side. Because what we saw today against Uruguay is different. The referee that officiated today's match against Uruguay is the worst referee that I've ever seen in the World Cup, in the history of World Cup.
Mm-hmm. Why?
Really?
Why? But he gave the penalty. So imagine if Ghana had scored that opportunity, that penalty, maybe it could be a different case now.
I'm concerned about the way he officiated against Uruguay, because it is just a disadvantage to the Uruguayan team. He made a lot of mistakes. So that I'm surprised. I'm not saying that it favors Africa, giving penalty and other things. Two of the Ghana players should have collected red card today, but it was clear enough. So I'm not complaining about Africa. I'm complaining about the referee now, because what I saw today is something as if it is a planned work. Because if a referee of that caliber can see two penalties that he refused to award to the Uruguayan team, and they keep on showing the review, the VAR.
So Uruguay should have gotten the penalty.
Of course. And that would have even helped them to the to the round of 16.
But some Ghanaian would think, or maybe some some people might think that's a revenge from the 2010 World Cup.
Okay, I think what you are saying now is just similar thing that I'm thinking, because few people will be thinking that way. That's the revenge.
Yes, a revenge, of course, bro.
Because after the game, you saw how the Uruguayans, how they were rushing the referee.
But that's so painful. No, seriously, let's be serious. Imagine if that was Ghana. I think now it will be a different case. Everyone will be talking different story. Like maybe yourself. It might even come down to racist or something like that. But this time is Uruguay, and it's disappointing for them. So they have to feel and bear the pain. The Ghanaian. Or what? Feel the pain.
When I keep on thinking, reflecting back what happened there, what I was reading for, what I've seen in the news for the past 2 days, when they said that Luis Suarez should apologize to Ghanaian Federation for what happened 2010 and everything. And he was saying he doesn't have to apologize to anybody, because one, the referee gave him red card and gave Ghana penalty, and he was sent out for that foul, intentional foul.
Exactly. Yeah. But to be fair, Coach Ebere, to be fair, I watched the interview, with the coach of Ghana, and he said like every player could have done the same thing what Suarez did, like any player, because that's why you're there. You're there to protect your team, like So it's a great opportunity for Suarez at that moment to protect his team, and like Suarez said. He said the penalty was given. If the penalty was given to him, that would be a different story. The penalty was given and he was sent away. He was sent out. He was given a red card, right?
Yes. So what are they complaining of?
Well, he believed there's nothing to complain about, and so it's up to the Ghana footballer, to get the goal in, but it's just unfortunate he didn't score the penalty, So, like you said, I think you're right. I think that issue should be forgotten by any Ghanaian, especially with what happened today. Like you said, clear to penalty. And so it's like a square now, right?
Everything is solved.
Everything is solved.
I believe by now, both of them will be at the hotel eating together, because both of them are packing their luggage to go back tomorrow.
Yeah. But who would be the saddest among the two teams?
Who will be the saddest?
Yeah,
I believe Uruguay will be the saddest, because they needed only 2 goals. Extra 2 goals, they've qualified.
But Ghana just need to win.
Ghana needs a draw.
Actually, Ghana needs a draw. So Ghana
just a draw.
Ghana needs a draw. Oh no, Ghana needs to win because the Portuguese lost. So
no, Ghana needs a draw. Uruguay needs just 4 goals. Then if Uruguay has scored 4 goals today, they will have qualified. because goal difference.
Oh no. Oh, so sad.
So
sad.
both of them are just helping each other. You know, the blind man, one eye man taking the
So
other, the other blind man.
They will be eating together at the hotel now.
Of course, they ate together. Then tomorrow they pack their luggage and say bye. We see you next time.
Yeah.
See you in the next 4 years.
Coach Ebere, you've been mean. Oh.
It's only painful. It's only painful for Suarez. This is his last World Cup, and it needs to be the second stage of the World Cup. So now he will keep on thinking, oh, 4 years ago or 8 years ago, I caused a problem in Ghana. This year we were robbed, and so the question is balanced. So they should just exchange their jersey and do everything and forget about it. It's an historical day for both of them.
Yeah, let's move on, right?
Yeah, let's move on. Yeah,
yeah, let's move on.
The last time was Asamoah. He was the captain. He placed the penalty and lost it. Today was Andre Ayel. He plays the captain. He plays the penalty and lost it again. So what? Then the question is balance.
Should Ayel brother should still be in that team?
I think Jordan is still okay, but Andre is old. He cannot. He's having a tired leg, complete tired leg for the moment. This is. I believe this is his last World Cup.
Coach Ebere, this favorism in African football, I think it needs to be stopped.
It needs to be stopped.
Yeah,
and that is the corruption we are talking about.
Yeah, it's the same thing you're talking about. Just connections. They need to stop this connection, and the only way we can stop is people like us. People like for me, I don't care. And you understand my point. I'm there to do my job, so I'm not looking for anyone to help me, or I need to to favor someone. You understand? Because people players like that shouldn't be in the national team at this time, because too many overage players in the African teams, and African, they need to start encouraging their young stars to progress to the national team.
Yeah. I believe the mentality, they just have to change the mentality according to what we said, because one player, when you have a player that has played 2 World Cup and there is no result, the 3rd World Cup, why don't you just try and start building the young ones? Give them the chance, let them feel the experience. When you see the European teams, when any of their players plays for 2 times World Cup and they achieve, they start building the young ones. Give it the young ones the opportunity to play. But for we keep on believing on old past glory. He can still be there. He can still be there because he has the money. Because he has the supporters, which is very wrong. It's wrong. It's time we start stopping all those attitudes. World Cup is for 8 years. For 4 years. When you play 2 times World Cup, it's 8 years. With your age, you are playing league games and you are playing World Cup, you are playing Champions League, you are playing this, you are playing. If you play football for that kind of 8 years, active football like that, my dear, your leg is weak. It's going to be weak. So that's why we need young ones, young blood. The same effect of what happened in Belgium team yesterday.
Yes. Too many old,
old legs. When they brought out Ndoku, they brought out the young ones, Trossard. You see the way they were moving. The game changed. Those are strong legs. We should forget about the old time glory.
All right, Coach Ebere. I think it's about time. Just hopefully, like I said, we at the moment we are trying to to provide the best network. We are trying to provide the best service. So we can get our message over to all Africans. Wherever, anywhere you are. So a lot of work going on the ground, especially with the IT, with the technicians and the coaches. You know, we are trying at the moment. We are doing, you know, a lot of underground work, you know, to see we can, you know, to provide the best service. So, guys, like I said, we'll be taking off, you know, for a little while, you know, maybe to attend some meetings and, you know, to negotiate some deals and all that in the next week or two. So I might not be able to be coming out often, you know, but I promise once in a while, maybe twice, maybe once a week, I'll keep updating you guys on the progress of the African Coaches Players Matter, because like I said, it's a big and it's going to be the biggest coaching education in Africa. No doubt about it. Everyone, every Africans, you know, you're going to get the best education, the best qualification, the best job. You know, African players, you will get the best club, the best contract, everything by the professionals, only by the professionals. So, guys, great things coming on the way. All I just want you guys to just keep giving the support. Like I said, I'm so happy. I'm really, really grateful for everything, for the support you guys have been giving us. I'm so grateful, guys, and I really, really appreciate it. You know, I really appreciate it. You know, it makes me feel like what we are doing, you know, is great, and people are actually listening to us. In the last few weeks, we started the show. We've seen big changes. Now we have the first African coach in the Premiership, you know, and the African team were doing great, not bad in the World Cup. So a lot of big changes already in just in a few weeks. So guys, finger crossed, you know, just give us the support, keep praying, because this is not about us, it's about everyone, it's about the Africans, you know, it's about the friend of Africans, you know. And like I said, the African Coaches Matter is not about color. We are not here to talk about black or white. Coach Iberi, you know yourself. You know, we're here to talk about the African people. And when we say Africans, we have Arabian African, we have white African, we have black African, we have different color of Africans. So this is not about African Coaches Players Matter. It's not about color, but about Africans and what we can do to help Africans, because we need help. We need the coach education, not only in football, but in other areas. That's what we need. That's what we lack. We lack the training. But if African is being given the right training, you know, then everyone is going to benefit. And I'm sure even the Europeans and the Asians and Americans, they will actually be happy to see Africans doing great. I believe that. You understand? Even from my own, you know, the Irish people, you know, they always, you know, want to see me doing better, you know, just doing great, because to them it's, you know, they can be, you know, it's something you can be proud of. So Coach Iberi, I just want to thank you once again, because you've been without you, this show might not be even I mean, sorry for the, you know, without you, this show might not be able to go on, because you've contributed a lot. And I must tell you, a lot of people are actually calling me to bring you on this show, because they love the way you analyze, they love the way you talk, you know, they like your criticism, they like everything, you know, the way and your insight about football, and your, you know, you play the game yourself, you know, you represented your country, you know. So thank you, Coach Iberi, and hopefully, you know, we'll be seeing you more often, you know, like thank everyone. Seriously, African Coaches Players Matter. Come on, this is it, guys. No stopping. Right?
You're welcome.
Coach Iberi.
Thank you. Welcome.
Thank you so much, Coach Iberi. So hopefully we will see you maybe soon.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe soon.
Okay.
We need to keep updating during this World Cup. You know, I believe during this World Cup, we need to just keep coming, you know, updating our people, our fans, our followers, right? So
okay,
we'll be doing, you know, some shows like this. Coach Iberi, thank you so much.
You're welcome, Coach Emeka.
All right, talk to you soon, Coach Iberi.
Okay.
Thank you.
Ciao. Doki doki.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you.